I have an experiment that I want to try out, and that experiment is putting a fig tree in the ground in zone 6B to overwinter. The reason being, I went out to dinner with friends, and on entering the establishment, I noticed fig trees planted in the ground in southern Massachusetts and growing well. There were fruits on the trees. Look at this, the guys. I'm going out to dinner with friends, and look what I saw as I arrived. Fig trees in the ground in Massachusetts. This is Dartmouth, Massachusetts, southern Massachusetts. Look how many fig trees, and they have figs on them. I never knew that figs can grow in the ground in this cold weather. I just gotta find out what the varieties are. Look at that. Well, maybe they're older, but either way, I'm happy to know that figs can actually grow in the ground in Massachusetts, in cold Massachusetts. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? And I just decided to try planting one of my fig trees in the ground just to experiment and see what it's going to do, if it's going to die back and come back next season. I don't know what variety of figs that's growing where I saw at the establishment, but I'm going to try growing one of my figs. I have extra plants in this one particular plant, and this is a cutting that I cut off the original plant, and so I'm going to put it in the ground. The cutting is 2 years old and a smaller plant, but I'm still going to put it in the ground just to see what it's going to do. And I'm not sure exactly where to put this, but I'm going to put it in the ground right here, and I'm here digging a hole to place the plant into the soil. Get this rocks out the way. The soil is good. Look how many earthworms in here. I have dry leaves and rotted wood, which is good for the soil, so I'm gonna put it back here at the base of the plant after I'm done planting it and let it feed that plant. But the soil is looking rich and healthy, and so I'm excited about being able to grow this plant here in the ground. You just make sure there's no more rocks. There's a whole lot of rotted wood, which is good. And we have earthworms in here, so that's also a plus. So these are my fig plants that I'm gonna put in the ground. Well, I'm gonna put one of them in the ground, and the other one I'm just gonna let it sit right here in this container and overwinter it right here, because I just want to see if it's gonna come back. I can afford to let this die because, like I said, this is an experiment. I can also afford to let this die because I have 2 more fig plants in the same varieties, and they're going to be overwintered in my garage. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. This is a hole right here. I dug for it, and it's pretty deep. All the way down here. It's pretty deep. And the reason I dug it so deep is because I want the root to get a chance to be at the frost line so that the plant will have a better chance at growing back in the spring when it starts warming up. So I'm going to simply pull this right out of the pot. It's hard doing it with the one hand. I'm going to step on the edge of it a little bit, and it should just slide right out like so. And look at the roots on this. It's root bound a little bit, and so I know that this is well established. There's going to be more room in there in the ground for it to grow. And so I'm just going to fill this in with the soil that I dug out. From in there. Just going to cover it back nicely. And I just want to keep the soil right at the base of that where the pot was. The base of the plant where the pot, because this is all, look at that. There's a base right here. So I just want to keep the soil at that level. And I will just water it in. Put these right back here. Just break it up a little bit. Come on, Mr. Earthworm, get yourself back in here. I need you. There we go. You too. How about that? And I'm gonna just put this piece of wood in here. All this organic material, natural and organic, and it also would provide some warmth for the base of that plant. So I didn't put soil. So I didn't put any soil over the base of where that plant was in the pot, but I just put the rotted wood and the leaves back. And I put, of course, my helpers right here. We need the wigglers. So I'm just going to make it nice and warm in here, and I'm going to water it in. And so this one is going to sit right here, pretty much next to it in this pot for the entire winter. The only thing I'm probably going to do is add some leaves in here just to protect the base of it some. I'll probably pile some. I know it's not in the ground, but I just want to try this experiment out and see how it goes, because I do believe that plants adapt regardless of what, you know, conditions they were bred to live in, and they somehow adapt. Maybe it would change. I don't know, maybe, just maybe, but I'll see what this does. And I'm excited about this experiment. I'm excited for success doing this experiment, but most of all, to show people what the results of my experiments are. Nothing extreme, but it's just to experiment what these plants are going to do. I'm not certain if these are hardy figs, but I have to check and see what. I don't remember what variety of figs these are, but these are the exact same ones. And so I am going to, something's eating my carrots here like crazy, babe. I gotta get some neem oil or something for this. Okay, but back to the figs. That's gonna stay here and overwinter in the corner, and maybe it'll be a good idea for me to just throw a bunch of leaves all in the corner here. Just cover these and cover the pot up to the line here with leaves and just keep them in here and overwinter them that way. But this is going to be my experiment, and as always, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Journey.